Let's be local with a network. It can just for 15. I hope everyone's having a good day as well as keeping themselves safe, especially if you live somewhere between Tallahassee and North Florida, because we have Tropical Storm Debby heading over there. As you can see right here, as I highlighted, as well as a potential tropical disturbance as well. So, right before I get to Tropical Storm Debby, I just want to talk about this tropical wave. So, this tropical wave has two different scenarios that can happen as it moves west into the Caribbean. The first path is where it keeps moving west all the way and goes into the eastern Pacific, as you can see right here. Now, the second um, path it could potentially take is where, as he does the same thing where he's moving west, it goes um, a bit north into the Gulf of Mexico and could potentially develop with those warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico. Um, that's just everything we have right now, as the tropical wave is still, I mean, almost 2 weeks out. I mean, we'll have to wait within the next week or so to see if the National Hurricane Center starts acknowledging this potential tropical disturbance and see if they do anything with it. So that's just for the tropical disturbance or tropical wave. There could be a potential tropical disturbance. Now, let's get to Tropical Storm Debby right here. So as you can see, Tropical Storm Debby, as it keeps moving north, is forecasted to become a potential hurricane and making landfall um, in Florida, North Florida, near Tallahassee. And as it moves north, it takes a shift to the east and goes near the coast of the Carolinas. So it's expected to potentially develop once again into a hurricane and then just end up making landfall again and moving all the way east. Okay, so here we have the cone for Tropical Storm Debby. As you can see, we got some warnings as well as some watches. As you can see, for most of West Florida as well as Central, we have tropical storm warnings, as well as near the Panhandle of Florida, we have a tropical storm warning right here, as well as a hurricane watch and a hurricane warning right here. See, some of the parts over here in southern Florida, such as Key Largo, under a tropical storm watch still. To see as tropical storm Debby moves in and potentially develops into a hurricane early Monday, impacts the panhandle as it moves uh, northwest and moves northeast. So you see um, into later this week around Wednesday and Thursday stops and we can develop into or keep its strength and potentially develop to a hurricane. This is just the cone from the National Hurricane Center. You can also see it's moving at northwest at 14 miles per hour, as well as with a maximum sustained wind speed of 45 miles per hour. So I'm going ahead and show everything else. You can see right here. I also have the rainfall forecast. Excuse me. So you see most of Miami is now under 2 inches. As you can see, Tampa Bay, um, potentially 8 inches. Orlando 4 inches. Tallahassee 8 inches as well. Jacksonville 12 inches, potentially maybe 16. Savannah, Charleston, Augusta, Wellington, all between 6 to 30 inches of rain. I mean, a lot of potential rain, which is just insane. A lot of potential flooding here, especially near Savannah and Charleston, as you can see right here. Um, between South Carolina and Georgia, as well as Charlotte, 4 inches, as well as Atlanta, UCC with two, and North Carolina, as well as a little bit of Virginia. And as you can see, we also have the risk of flash flooding, as you can see, Miami with 5% marginal, Tampa Bay and Orlando was that 15 slight percent. As well as Tallahassee, you can see it's now at 40 alongside with Jacksonville, Savannah, and Charleston, Augusta, Charlotte, as with that slight chance, as well as New Orleans, Wellington, and almost a majority of um, Virginia and other Carolinas. As you can see, we have the American model right here. Go ahead and put it right here. As you can see, as tropical storm Debby moves into Florida, it develops. As you can see, a lot of almost nearly 24 inches of rain, as well as those large bands you can see right here, bringing a lot of potential rain for parts of um, Mississippi as well. As it moves north, you can see moves northeast, and then stays near the coast of Georgia, and then moves back, makes landfall again, and it just dissolves. As you can see, dissipates, and just moves northeast. Now, but here as well, you're gonna see the tropical wave move in. See, right here, I believe it's this one. It's a tunnel one. Right here, as you can see, it's just the Gulf of Mexico, and but dissipates. Now, that's just of the information right now. We're still too far out to even know um, anything about this potential disturbance. This is just everything on it, and yeah. So here is the Canadian model, as you can see as well. The Canadian model shows something similar. Um, that the American model and the Canadian model seem to agree on where they take the same route. It moves west back into Georgia and stays over Georgia. As you can see right here, the potential tropical wave right here. As you can see, tropical storm or post tropical storm Debby just dissipates and moves away. As you can see, potential tropical storm Ernesto might actually happen, hitting between Texas and Mexico. So we're just gonna have to wait and see to see in the next few days when this potential disturbance could happen, and it happens between August 12th. The American model doesn't show it, um, but the Canadian does, and the American model is actually picking up on it a few days before the Canadian model did, which we're showing it around the same day, which is on August 12th. But yeah, tropical storm Debby and potential hurricane Debby. If you live between Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Augusta, Charleston, Savannah, you have to be prepared. Get all the necessary equipment. Listen to your news. Make sure you stay updated with everything going on relating to tropical storm Debby, potential hurricane Debby, as well as you live in the Panhandle of Florida. This is just really important. Just make sure you get everything that you need: supplies, flashlights, batteries, food, anything. Just make sure you stay updated. Um, like I've mentioned, this tropical wave could develop, which is too far out. Um, this is gonna be one of my final updates, or my final update for tropical storm Debby. So I'm gonna take a 2 or 3 day break. Um, because I have to take care of some things. But after that, I'll be back, um, keeping you guys updated with everything relating to the hurricane season as we're entering just now August, and August, I have a good feeling it's gonna get pretty active. I mean, we already have tropical storm Debby, potentially Ernesto, and where it's been really active has actually been the Eastern Pacific. The Eastern Pacific has been really active. And so as you can see, we have Hurricane Colada, Tropical Storm Daniel, and two tropical disturbances. You can see disturbance two with a 40% next through the next 48 hours as well as the next 7 days, a 40% chance medium, as well as another disturbance, which has a 70% chance of development to the next 48 hours, as well as 90% development to the next 7 days. So this will likely develop into a potential tropical disturbance or a tropical depression for the Eastern Pacific. I mean, the Eastern Pacific is really active, and I mean, we have a hurricane, a tropical storm, as well as two different disturbances. Now, I believe the next name is Imala, and so that's going to be the next potential storm, as you can see, for disturbance one. And I'm not sure about disturbance two. If it could develop, it has a 40% chance from National Hurricane Center. But if it were to develop, probably be Fairview. But that's for the Eastern Pacific. And yeah, so again, if you live anywhere between the Panhandle of Florida, and Georgia and the Carolinas, you have to be ready for this tropical storm Debby or Hurricane Debby. You have to be prepared. Make sure you get everything that you could possibly need. And yeah, just stay safe out there. Goodbye.